Earthspark. I'm loving it so far. I think it's a really fun cartoon. I love the acting, the character dynamics, character selection. It's an awesome cartoon. I'm really enjoying it. I have not seen any of the new episodes of like season 1.5 quite yet, because I don't want to get a subscription to Paramount Plus, and I've not found a Facebook page that has uploaded them like I did on season 1. Anyways, yes! I got the Wave 1 Deluxe. It took me a little while to get these because, well, a little bit of a backstory. My brother and I were just hanging out. And it was just the two of us, and we stopped into a Target, and I found Twitch and Bumblebee, and I was super excited. And I got him, and I accidentally left him in his car, and he took them all the way back where he lives, and I didn't get them again until I saw him again. So it was a little bit of a wait, but I did get Megatron in that time too, and the wait was definitely worth it, because these three toys are pretty cool. I think one of them is definitely the standout highlight that I really enjoy. One of them's, pretty good, has some issues, and the other is, it is what it is, but I like it. Anyways, let's just talk about it. Let's talk about one thing first, the scaling. So, unfortunately, we have not had a Transformers cartoon aimed at kids that has had a Voyager class since, like, Transformers Prime. Like, Transformers Prime Beast Hunters was the last cartoon we had that had a Voyager class. Robots in Disguise did not. Cyberverse did not, and Earthspark, unfortunately, does not either. So that means if you want characters to kind of scale with each other a little better, you're going to have to, get this, Deluxe Twitch and probably like an Ultra Bumblebee and like an Ultimate Optimus or whatever, and, it's going to be a mess. Because to be in scale, essentially, Twitch should be a core class, Bumblebee should be this deluxe class, and Megatron should be a Voyager class. However, they are all deluxe, and they are not in scale whatsoever. Because, like, in comparison to Bumblebee, Twitch should be about there, Megatron should be, like, his head wouldn't even be on the camera. So, unfortunately, scale, non-existent. But that's just what it is with Transformers. If you're a Transformers collector, you know what it's like. Scale isn't really something you're going to be too worried about, because at the end of the day, the main villain had turned into a gun that can be held in the hands of humans and then turned into a robot the same size as a semi-truck. So, scale, not too big of a deal when it comes to the realm of Transformers, but still, I wanted to point that out in case it's something that bugs you. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's move Twitch and Bumblebee out of the way. So let's talk about Megatron first. All of these figures do also come with Build-A-Figure parts for Mandroid, Dr. Meridian. I will not show those until I've built Mandroid. So, yeah, they come with pieces. Well, you'll see him when you see him. But yes, Megatron. Pretty cool figure. I like it. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's a deluxe Megatron. I love this Megatron design, and I love this interpretation of the character. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with him. One thing I do want to show, though, he goes great with the Warrior Optimus. We are going to get a Deluxe Optimus, so keep that in mind. But, you know what? I think this works really well. If you're not really looking to, get the Deluxe and you'd rather save the $5 and just get the Warrior, this works really good. I really do enjoy this. But this Megatron is pretty cool. Has some weird things going on about it. I would say the biggest is this stuff just hanging off his arms, because it doesn't really tab in, and you try to get him moving, and it just kind of gets in the way. His shoulders, too, are massive, but it does one of those hinges where the hinge is inside the body, because that's how it transforms with that hinge. So it's going to be kind of awkward if you want him in like a fusion cannon shooting pose. Like, it's going to be a little awkward trying to get that figured out. So the best way is kind of to rotate the arm up, then rotate that, and kind of use the ball joint of the elbow to kind of get it outward. But then you have to worry about this getting all mushed, and it's, not going to be the greatest. But hey, you know what? It's Megatron, and it's a cool Megatron. I really like the design, like I said. I love what he turns into. I love the robot mode design. The voice actor is really cool. I don't remember the name of the voice actor, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm digging this. He does have the Ghost logo on his torso, because he is no longer affiliated with the Decepticons, nor is he an Autobot. He is working with Optimus Prime and Ghost, so he has the Ghost logo. They did still keep it in like Decepticon-y purple, though, even though in the show it's kind of like more of a gunmetal gray. I think that's purple. You know how I am. I got red-green color deficiency. I can't tell if that's blue or purple. I think it's purple, though. I think it's purple. But yeah, I like the paint. A lot of the paint's for the alt mode, but still, he's nice. He's nice. His articulation, ball joint at the head. You already saw his kind of awkward shoulders, but, you know, you can work with them. Ball joints at the elbows. You can move these if you want to make them like weapons. You know, that could be fun for, you know, kids or something if they want to just have this buzzsaw thing. He has hip skirts that can move, which is kind of cool. His legs move in and out. Thigh swivel. Knee hinge, which moves in real deep for the transformation. Then ankles that can move down, and a little bit of pivot. So yeah, articulation's not bad. Nice little Megatron. I dig him. I dig him. And again, I think he works really good with this Optimus. I really like that. Because I'm really, really excited to see the dynamic that these guys are going to have in the show. I'm really excited. Because so far, so good. I'm really loving the moral ambiguity of, like, working with a ghost and, you know, trapping Decepticons. Like, is it really the best thing for them to be doing? You know, it's cool. It's cool. Let's transform him. Let's do that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, he is a transformer. That's kind of what these things do, you know. So we'll take his fusion cannon out. And let's see if I can remember how to do this. He does do that really cool thing I like, where he, like, stretches. I always love that, especially, like, going back into robot mode. All you gotta do is just push him down. Gotta make sure that's kind of folded. You just push him down, then boom. That's just so satisfying. You don't get to do that too often. But let's get that tabbed in together in the front. A little tight, but it's doable. Then I'm trying to remember what's next. So those kind of slot into little slots right there. The feet are going to fold in. I think they're going to do one of those, like, flip-me-doos like that. Yeah. They're really basic. You know, they're actually $20 retail instead of the $25 we're kind of used to nowadays for things like this. Which I don't mind. I think, you know, saving the $5 and, you know, making them a little simpler. Because, you know, this is the kind of line that they're going to want kids to be getting into. I think, at the end of the day, you end up with a pretty successful line. And you get Build-A-Figure parts, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed building the... I'm blanking on his name. The guy from Cyberverse. I really enjoyed building him. I know his name, I'm just blanking right now. So I'm looking forward to building Dr. Meridian. The only other Build-A-Figure they did was Transmutate in the Beast Wars 10th Anniversary line. But here we go. There's Megatron in his cool aircraft helicopter thing mode. I like it. I like it. It does have like a fake little cockpit right there because it, you know, forms from the shoulders. Fake Barts bug a lot of people, but they don't really bug me as long as it makes sense to do it. And in this case, I think it makes sense to do it. I like how the fusion cannon splits and forms the kind of winglet things, kind of the engines. It's a cool alt mode. I really do like it. I love this Megatron. I just wish it would be bigger, I guess. I'd love to see this in like a Voyager or even Leader class. That would be nice. Man, I miss big old Leader class Megatrons. Like animated Megatron. Oh man, loved it. Okay, so there's Megs. Let's talk about Bumblebee. Because Bumblebee for me, I'm just going to say it, this is the winner of the wave, for sure. This is the best deluxe class Bumblebee from a cartoon we have had since at least Robots in Disguise. Because this is pretty solid. I really, really enjoy it. The head sculpt looks really nice. Looks just like him in the show. And I really enjoy the portrayal, too. I think it's Danny Pudi. I think that's who voices Bumblebee. He does a good job. I really like his Bumblebee. Yeah, it's nice. It is kind of like the evergreen design for Bumblebee we're kind of used to seeing nowadays. So he's got the, you know, the parts of the car just on his shoulders. And he's got the, you know, the roof of the car on his torso. He's got the wings still. But yeah, even though it's very evergreen, kind of generic, I think it pulls it off really well. And I think he's just, I mean, look at him. He just looks really nice. His legs form really good. He doesn't have too much of a backpack either. It's just a few folded panels that I actually think, you know, they work. They do their job. He does have this weapon. It's his Stinger, which is in the show. And it's kind of hard to get in there sometimes. I remember, like, really having to force it to get it in there. But yeah, nicely painted. Almost looks like a weird vehicle in and of itself. I don't know. I've always thought this looks like some weird, like, sub-vehicle. It's hard to explain. Or it almost looks like this weird mask. You know, like, obviously it's not going to go on his face, but it looks like a weird mask or something. Like that's some weird robotic mouth. Blah, blah. Anyways, I don't think there's... Oh, yeah, there is. Just got little notches right there. You can store this in the robot mode if you want, but it's kind of little dicey. Probably come off kind of easy. Yeah, really love it. It's really nice. I love the look. I love the feel of it, and the transformation's really cool too. But first, articulation, ball joint at the head, hinge and a ball joint at the shoulders that give you a lot of nice, good range. You can move the door wings. You have a hinge and a ball joint for the arm. You kind of have this hinge here, which I think actually works well for certain poses. It's like getting the stinger back in his hand. You can see how kind of hard it is. Really got to push it. There we go. And kind of get that pointed down. You know, if he's kind of more at rest, I think that works. Nothing at the waist, I'm pretty sure. No, nothing. He's got ball joints, swivels, nice hinge. He's got a hinge and a ball joint going on at the ankle, so he's got a lot of ankle articulation. Overall, man, I think he's an absolute winner. This is, in my opinion, the Earthspark figure to get right now. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, another Bumblebee, but come on, he's, besides Optimus Prime, he's the poster boy for the franchise, you know. If you're a Transformers fan and you're sick of Bumblebee, I don't know what to tell you, man, because he's the main dude. Besides Optimus, Bumblebee's the main dude. I love him. I mean, how can you not love Bumblebee? It's Bumblebee. And granted, at least Hasbro nowadays has done their best to make sure we're not drowning in Bumblebees. I actually kind of miss getting a Bumblebee in a mainline. Like looking at Generations, last mainline Bumblebee we got, I think, was Titan's Return. Yeah, I think so, because, you know, the Netflix exclusive one, and then the Target exclusive Buzzworthy, and he's just not in a mainline anymore. So I like getting a mainline B, and I think this one is definitely a winner. So let's transform him too, because, you know, like I've already established, they're Transformers. That's what we do with them. So his transformation is pretty... Yeah, it's, you know, what you would expect, but it also pulls off some really cool tricks. Like, I love how the feet, just, all you do is just swivel them and collapse them, and there you go. You know, feet done. You know, feet done. And then the arms are pretty typical. You know, just kind of gonna hinge in. These, though, you kind of have to make sure they're lined up properly to go up in there, because sometimes they don't really want to. Like right there, you heard that little click. I feel like the forearms could go in a little bit nicer. But still, they do their job. They go in there, and they stay. All right. So the backpack, we need to uncurl this before I do anything else. This is a little bit of a complaint, because uncurling this, I feel like it's kind of difficult without untabbing something. But I did it. Oftentimes, that hinge up there wants to come undone. But, hey, I made out good this time. Then that all just kind of stretches, and I mean, that's pretty typical Bumblebee, seeing all that there. This will go up, and then this will end up going in the front. And I love this car mode. Like, wait until you see it, because I think it's super cool looking. And then last and definitely not least, rotate these. And I love how this folds over. Like, that just works so well. Brake lights go back. This all just tabs together. What you end up with ultimately is this really cool looking Bumblebee. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. I love this sports car. I love the massive intakes in the back. I'm kind of missing a spoiler, though. I think the design would look a little cooler with a spoiler, but still, I love that blockiness and the massive intakes. And the curves are nice. The stripe is very consistent. And they give you several spots to put the stinger, actually, if you want it in the front, if you want it on the top, if you want it in the back. They give you various places to put it, so that's kind of cool. And the slots don't really mess up the stripe too much, but I mean, you can kind of notice them there a little bit. So yeah, loving this Bumblebee. You can even move this, have this flip back if you want to look like another intake up there or something. You know, I think it actually looks more like an intake if you have it that way. Yeah, it's a cool alt mode. You can see, you know, transformation's kind of typical for a Bumblebee, but it pulls off some interesting, neat tricks, especially with the legs. And it's very effective. Love this one. Absolutely love this Bumblebee. Definitely recommend it. All right, then last and, I don't know least, it's Twitch. This character, for me, is definitely a highlight of the show. I think Twitch is super cool. Yeah, we'll get to that. I think Twitch is a really cool character. I love her design. I love what she transforms into. And I think this figure is a pretty good representation of that. Now, granted, yes, is it too big? Absolutely. Is it floopy? Yes, absolutely. It's kind of floopy. You know, it's one of those where the torso just doesn't tab in. It would just be so nice if that torso just tabbed in, but it doesn't. You can see there's like little teeth right there and little notches, but it just kind of rests in there. It doesn't tab in. It needs it to tab in. It's very ball joint heavy. So like the legs at the ball joints are a little loose. The feet ball joints are a little loose. But it's not the end of the world. You can still pose her. You can still get her looking really cool and really fun. I love the clear little winglets. And her arm cannon too looks really cool. I don't know if her brother Thrash is going to get a deluxe. I know he's going to get a warrior class, which pretty much looks decent. It's like the Optimus looks like it does the part. So I don't know if he'll get a deluxe or if he'll just have the warrior, but either way, I'll probably end up with that Thrash because I got to complete the twins. Yeah, really cool figure. At least looks-wise, feel-wise, it could be a lot better. I love the head sculpt, though. I love her big old eyes, especially since they let in so much light. This light piping is some of the best I've seen in a long time. And I want to address something. I reviewed Tarn a little bit ago, and I complained that his head didn't have any red in the eyes. And some people were like, "Oh, but he's got light piping." Yeah, but it doesn't work unless you shine a light directly right on top of his head. Looking at Twitch, yeah, she's just lighting up. Like, look at that. She's just lighting up right here on my desk. And if I grab my weird little light up here, lights up even more if you have a light directly behind her. Yeah, that's super cool. So yeah, she's got this accessory, the her blaster, which is pretty cool. It is one that I feel like serves a purpose in the alt mode, so this is definitely an accessory you would not want to lose. Kind of similar to Megatron, where I feel like those accessories benefit it. But yeah, her articulation, she's got ball joints at the little wing things here, the turbines. She's got ball joints at these wings, as well as a big old hinge. She's got a ball joint at the head, which really allows a lot of motion. Ball joints at the shoulders, swivel at the bicep. She's got an elbow right there. She does have a waist swivel, which is nice. Ball joint, swivel, knee bend, ankle hinge, kind of, but it's more for transformation and a ball joint. So articulation's good on paper. It's just kind of a little loose, a little floopy. Like this floops around and that floops, and you know the legs floop a little bit. So it's definitely, if you're looking for a sturdy, solid transformer in your collection, this is not it. This is not going to be a sturdy, chunky one. Definitely on the loosey-goosey, floopy side. But looks cool. Looks really cool. All right, her transformation's a little special because her design is a little abnormal for a transformer. But I do remember she does have this big problem, at least on my copy, where she does not want to line up at a certain spot. Pretty much it's going to be right here. Like it's spongy. Like it should, you know, just situate up here, but it has like this sponginess between the hinge, and it just doesn't want to line up at the exact spot that it should. So keep that in mind. You know, it's kind of an unfortunate fact about it. And then these little parts of the shoulder, I believe are going to tab into this thing I flipped down. At least it looks like that's going to be the case, but I don't know, actually. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's just going to be down there like that. And then the feet, I think you maybe rotate and flip in. Yeah, rotate and flip that in. Because these are going to be little sub winglets. I don't remember if you need to rotate her waist for the transformation. Good question. Good question. Oh my goodness. This is one of those where it's kind of hard to really remember what you got to do with it. Ooh, there goes her leg. Leg gone. Ooh, leg gone again. Why are we not rotating anymore? There we go. There we go. So yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I've only done this once because I didn't really enjoy it because it's such a floopy floppy mess. So I probably should have practiced or something. You see, now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck on like where do things go? Okay, so I think I goofed up. I don't think you rotate the legs. I don't think you have to do that, because I'm seeing where those are going to connect right into her butt. So those slot into the butt, and these slot in together. And then basically, the legs, I'm pretty sure, collapse in on themselves. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they collapse in a little bit more. Don't flip the feet in. Keep the feet flipped out. There we go. And then the arms will tab into the legs, like so. We're getting there. We're getting there. You can see, definitely not as fun of an experience as Bumblebee, that's for sure. Bumblebee was a lot more fun than this. And then basically, we're left with this that just kind of doesn't stay situated unless you put the weapon in. Because the weapon will at least keep it pressed out. So, yeah, once you have the weapon in, it'll kind of stay in position. That's pretty much it. That's the drone mode. That's pretty much it. I feel like maybe the feet could tab in somewhere extra. Maybe like right there. Yeah, the feet can tab in up there too. But then it's just more tabs to worry about, and now the arms are untabbed, and you got to tab those back in. It's one of those. It's one of those. But hey, you know, we made it. We got there. Pretty cool drone mode. Like I said, you don't really see a Transformers drone nowadays. And I think it works pretty well. Definitely a little finicky. Definitely not the greatest. But hey, it's Twitch. I like Twitch, and this is a pretty serviceable figure for her. Definitely, I think now that I've really assessed it, definitely the weakest of the wave when it comes to durability and stability. But looks-wise, it's probably my second favorite, because the Megatron just needed to be a lot bigger. But there we go. There is our look at Earthspark Deluxe Wave 1. Bumblebee is definitely the winner of the wave. 100% it's Bumblebee. And then I'd say probably Megatron, then Twitch. I think all three of them are pretty solid toys, but yeah, at the end of the day, they are what they are. They're deluxes on a budget from a kid's line, and they could be better. Except Bumblebee. Bumblebee's pretty much as good as he can and should be. He's great. Bumblebee's great. But Megs and Twitch, they are what they are. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you going to be getting any of these? I personally recommend Bumblebee the most. Absolutely. Get Bumblebee. Twitch, if you like the character, but, you know, you kind of saw a bit of a mess. And Megs, very solid, but very tiny. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Special shout out to channel members. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Always do early videos on channel membership. I kind of upload like 5 or so videos at a time, and all of them are early access. So check that out. That's like mid and high tier for that. But I do like exclusive posts and always channel shout outs. You know, you'll always get a shout out on the videos. I really appreciate the support. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.